Okay, so today's topic, breaking news. This just went down yesterday. Robert, I believe I'm going to butcher this guy's last name. You guys know I butcher people's names on a constant, consistent basis. I'm going to try to pronounce it Sarver. Anyway, Robert Sarver, the owner of the Suns, was suspended 1 year and fined $10 million for his inappropriate comments, as well as using the N-word many occasions, as well as sexual misconduct in the workplace. This guy was not a good guy as the owner of the Phoenix Suns, which, by the way, food for thought. Do anyone remember 3 months ago when Kevin Durant requested a trade and the two teams he preferred to be traded to was the Miami Heat and the Phoenix Suns? If that would have took place with Kevin Durant would have left one somewhat of a bad situation, even though it partially have to be because of him. He should get credit for that. And he's going into the fire of the Phoenix Suns when they got all this transpiring and going on. But nevertheless, let's get into today's topic. A lot of people felt like this punishment wasn't harsh enough. I do want to let everyone know that I still feel like the commissioner, they're still investigating this. And as of right now, I feel like this is more so in the beginning stages. He's going to be suspended a year, fined $10 million, and when he comes off of his suspension, they're going to reevaluate as far as him continuing to own the Phoenix Suns. Now, a lot of people said, well, they really went hard after Donald Sterling because of his comments, him being a slumlord, using the N-word, this, that, and the third. I felt like there was a lot of smoking guns in that situation. Donald Sterling was not respected with the other owners in the NBA. No one respected Donald Sterling. As well as Donald Sterling, when you look at his track record, he really didn't care about the Los Angeles Clippers. And he was a terrible owner. And then the smoking gun with Donald Sterling is that phone conversation, even though I feel like that's sort of illegal. Now, if you're going to record someone's conversation, you have to at least let the person know that you're recording this phone conversation. But it was like stuff like that, text messages and emails. Donald Sterling, pretty much hung himself, and they had a lot of smoking guns to expeditiously move him out as far as owning the NBA, an NBA team, which is the Los Angeles Clippers. Steve Ballmer came in. Now he's the owner. And Donald Sterling, for those out there who love Donald Sterling, he left that situation pretty good, okay? But back to Robert, when you look at his situation, and if you read the article, and there's like a 40-page transcript of what took place while he was the owner of the Phoenix Suns. And there was a lot of incidents, there was a lot of isolated incidents, but I felt like there was no smoking gun there, okay? It was more of hearsay. There was some witnesses, former and ex-employees of the Phoenix Suns. I still feel like this is not over with yet. I know a lot of people are pushing the hot topic and saying, well, how come the owner of the NBA as well as, the commissioner of the NBA as well as the owners of the NBA, how come they're not doing their due diligence to get this man as far as getting him to sell his team? And to that I say, this is a long, ongoing process. I do feel like the commissioner as well as the rest of the owners want to make sure they got all their I's dot and their T's crossed. They want to make sure and go through it once, twice, 3 times a lady to make sure that when they come to their decision as far as Robert keeping his team, they don't want any backsplash as far as him, if they rush the process and there was a few things that they didn't investigate on. They just don't want him to have a leg to stand on in court because, you're forcing this man to sell his team and you really don't have any evidence, any hardcore evidence, like a phone conversation, an email, a text message coming from Robert saying, talking about how he feels about the players as well as the fans of the NBA. They don't have a smoking gun like that with him, but I do feel like this is ongoing and they're going to investigate it. And when he comes back, I'm pretty sure one or two things are going to happen if they got enough significant evidence of the possibility of him losing, selling his team is still there. The possibility of him keeping his team but being banned for life is still there. And when you look at what this brings to the Phoenix Suns, this does not put the Phoenix Suns in the best light. I feel like they have a great coach over there. I feel like they have a winning organization over there. They are heavily invested in the players of the Phoenix Suns, Chris Paul, Devin Booker. So that nucleus right there, you got all of these great things, and the Phoenix Suns could compete and contend for a title this season. And you just don't want his situation hovering all over everything else. So I still feel like this is going to be ongoing. Even though a lot of people are pushing the panic button and saying that's all they're going to give him is a 1-year suspension and a $10 million fine, which is chicken feed to an NBA owner. I know a lot of them. I know the players refer to them as governors, but look, everyone else is an owner. They should be titled as an owner as well. But I feel like this is ongoing, and I feel like the commissioner as well as the other owners, when they finally take their vote as far as removing him from their club, as well as getting him to put pressure on him to sell his team, that's still a possibility. Now, I will say this. If you look at the market of the Phoenix Suns versus the Los Angeles Clippers, I feel like the Los Angeles Clippers, that was a better market. They're in a better region, which is La La Land. And, that was easy. The Clippers were easy to sell, even though they didn't have a winning tradition. They more have they're really known for a losing tradition. And I feel like being in the West Coast, that Los Angeles region, spoke in volumes as far as how expensive that deal was with the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, with the Phoenix Suns, you're talking about a different region. Yes, they have a winning mentality. They have a winning organization. They pick the right coaches to pick the right players. But, truth be known, this has been short term. And between the Chris Paul, Devin Booker transition, anything before that, there was cellar dwellers. I don't, even though anything, and if you look and pay attention to the marketplace, I feel like it's going to be a while for them to sell this organization, particularly if the coach all of a sudden doesn't want to be there. If Chris Paul and Devin Booker is demanding a trades and they don't want to be there, Ethan don't want to be there, you're giving up a lot of your players that can make that purchase very expensive and intriguing for someone that wants to buy the Phoenix Suns. But we're going to have to wait and see. You never know. It might be a former NBA athlete, a minority NBA athlete, or a WNBA minority athlete, a female. Whoever they bring in, it might change the opinions and change everyone's mindset as far as staying with the Phoenix Suns. Because they got everything there, but I just don't think the Phoenix Suns, when you look at region-wise, market-wise, is better than the Los Angeles Clippers. And the Los Angeles Clippers, that was a very good purchase for Steve Ballmer. Donald Sterling made hand over fist in money with that acquisition. And, and if you compare it to the Phoenix Suns, I just think it's apples and oranges. But anyway, that's all I got for today. Guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. Really do appreciate everyone who has subscribed to the channel, subscribed to the movement. Continue hitting that subscription button, the notification bell. Share this content with your friends, family, and followers. If it sounds like I got a frog in my throat, I am sick. I'm up out of here, dudes.